Have you ever read a sentence that just sings? Or heard a speaker say something that hits you with so much power it feels unforgettable? Well, guess what? That's not magic, it's a craft. And today, we're going to pry open the secret toolkit that the greats use to make language do exactly what they want.
So here's the plan. We've got 5 drawers in this toolkit we're going to look through. We'll start by cracking the secret code of language itself. Then we'll see how to play with rhythm by adding or taking away words. After that, we'll get into the art of saying more, how to bend a sentence's shape, and, my favorite, when it's actually a good idea to break the rules for a big payoff. Let's do this.
All right, let's start with drawer number 1, the secret code of language. Before we can start using these tools, we really need to know what they are. Turns out, they all have a name.
So let's start with the big question, right? What is it that separates writing that's just okay from writing that really gets under your skin? What gives it that unforgettable rhythm? It's not just pure luck or talent, I promise you. There's a technique behind it.
And here's the answer. It's these things called figures of syntax. Now listen, the most important word on this entire slide is intentional. We are not talking about typos or grammar mistakes. Nope. These are deliberate, expert choices a writer makes, like a composer choosing a specific note to add emphasis, to create a mood, or to hit you with a wave of emotion. Okay, time to open our next drawer. This one is all about playing with the rhythm and pace of your writing. And what's cool is that we have 2 tools in here that are total opposites. One for adding words and one for taking them away.
First up, we have a tool called polysyndeton. It sounds fancy, but the idea is super simple. You want to slow the reader down? Make them feel the weight of every single thing in a list? You just keep adding connecting words, like and or nor, over and over and over again. It creates this incredible flowing or even overwhelming feeling.
Just listen to this example. In English, it's something like, for 2 days my phone doesn't speak, nor listen, nor ring, nor stir, nor make a sound. You can feel that, can't you? That nor rhythm just hammers home the complete and utter silence. It's so much more dramatic than just using a few commas. So, what if you want to do the exact opposite? What if you need speed, urgency, a sense of things happening in a rapid-fire burst? Well, you grab the other tool from this drawer, asyndeton, and this time, you take those conjunctions right out. Check this out. We didn't move. It was our hands that extended little by little, all 4. Taking, squeezing, merging. You hear that? There's no and anywhere. It's just action, comma, action, comma, action. It makes it all feel so much faster, like the events are tumbling over each other to happen. So let's lock this in. Polysyndeton adds connectors to slow things down and build weight. Asyndeton removes them to create a fast, almost breathless pace. Isn't that wild? A tiny decision about whether or not to use the word and can completely change the entire feeling of a sentence. Okay, our last tool for playing with rhythm is ellipsis. I love this one. It's when a writer is so confident in you, the reader, that they just leave a word out. They know your brain will fill in the blank for them. The result is language that feels incredibly clean, sharp, and elegant. Take this famous poetic line. In the sea, so much torment and so much damage. So, what word is missing? I bet your brain already put it there. It's the verb there is. The full sentence would be, there is in the sea so much torment. But by leaving it out, the line just hits harder. It's more direct, more poetic.
All right, next section. This one might feel a little strange because we're always told, don't repeat yourself. But what if repeating yourself on purpose is actually a power move? This is all about the art of saying more through repetition.
This tool is called pleonasm, and you absolutely have to know there's a good kind and a bad kind. The good kind, literary pleonasm, is all about emphasis. Saying you will die a vile death isn't just redundant. That extra word death is there for pure dramatic punch. Then you have the bad kind, the stuff to avoid, things like blood hemorrhage. I mean, what else would it be? Or repeat again. One is a powerful stylistic choice, the other is just clunky. All right, let's move on. Most of us probably learned in school that sentences go subject, verb, object. But the best writers, they know that sometimes you've got to throw that rule book right out the window and scramble things up. And the tool for that job is called hyperbaton. All it really means is flipping the normal logical word order of a sentence. And why would you do that? To sound more poetic, to be more dramatic, or just to make the reader pause for a second and really pay attention to what you're saying. For instance, listen to this famous line. Literally translated, it's something like, "Stroll in the afternoon, the beautiful ones on the avenue." The word order feels a little odd, maybe, but it's also got a real musical quality to it, doesn't it?
Now let's unscramble it into the normal order. The beautiful ones stroll on the avenue in the afternoon. See the difference? The normal version is fine. It tells you what's happening. But that first, inverted version, that's poetry. That's style. The scrambled order elevates the whole idea. Okay, now we're getting into the advanced stuff, the masterclass. These next tools aren't just about bending the rules of grammar and syntax. They're about smashing them, on purpose, all to create some really powerful psychological effects.
First up is anakaluthon. This is when a sentence starts off going down one path, and then suddenly it just switches tracks and goes somewhere else entirely, leaving the first part of the sentence grammatically stranded. It sounds like a mistake, but it's actually genius. It perfectly mimics the messy, interrupted way we actually think.
Look at this. And the wretched man, his legs were trembling. Do you see how "and the wretched man" is just left hanging there? The sentence literally abandons him to shift focus to his trembling legs. That grammatical break perfectly mirrors the character's own panicked, broken state of mind. It's an amazing shortcut into a character's head.
And finally, we have one of the most sophisticated tools in the whole kit, solipsis. This is where a writer intentionally breaks the rules of grammatical agreement. Instead of making a word agree with the grammar of another word, they make it agree with the idea behind the word. It's a bit of a mind bender, but it's so incredibly smart.
Here are two great examples. First, by gender. The term "Your Excellency" is technically feminine in Portuguese, but if you're talking to a man, you use the masculine form of the adjective upset. You're agreeing with the man himself, not his title. Then there's agreement by number. The word for people, gente, is singular, but a writer might say, "The people, they were shouting," using a plural verb. Why? Because the idea of people is plural. In both cases, the writer is choosing real-world logic over strict grammar. Just brilliant.
So there you have it. The toolkit is open. From adding words to create weight, to removing them for speed, to scrambling sentence order for poetry, and even breaking the rules for psychological impact. This is the hidden architecture behind language that moves us. This is what separates the mundane from the memorable. So, the only question left is, now that you know what you're looking for, which one of these tools will you spot first out in the wild?